Good evening, everyone. This is the Coaches and Coxswains meeting for the New England Rowing Championships, which is brought to you by the Quinsigamond Rowing Association and the Intercollegiate Rowing Association and held on Lake Quinsigamond. The regatta is based out of Regatta Point, located at 10 North Lake Ave, Worcester, Mass. My name is Thad Gamula, and I am the regatta director of the New England Rowing Championship. I am joined tonight by Laura Kunkemuller, the Intercollegiate Rowing Association Commissioner, Kathleen Crow, the Chief Referee, who will be discussing the refereeing points later on in the presentation, Linda Murray with the Intercollegiate Rowing Association, and several of the officials who will be there for this regatta. Okay, so we're sticking with the same system as last year for attendance taking. If you could please text your school code that you see on the screen to the number 22333 at this time to log your attendance. For example, if you are with Amherst College, you would text the code 27526 to that 22333 number. Schools are listed here alphabetically. If for some reason you do not see your school name on this list, please make sure you email me at thadgamula@qra.org so I can log your attendance. While we wait for attendance to roll in, I would like to point out the Q&A feature on this platform. As you may have noticed, camera, microphone, and chat have been turned off for all except for the presenters. We ask if you do have a question during the presentation, please enter it in the question and answer function, which can be found at the bottom right of your screen. Some have 9 dots, as you can see on the screen here. If you haven't updated, it can be a triangle, square, and circle. Either way, if you click that, you can see the Q&A function, and then you can submit your question as is. You can submit anonymously. You can submit your name, whatever you need. While we give it a couple more minutes for attendance, I would like to pass it off first to Linda Murray to cover any lingering compliance issues. Linda?
Hello. Yes, we need to get compliance done, and we've got some good results on compliance, but we also have some lingering issues, and you really need to get those done. If you have problems getting people cleared, you can send me a message. You can email me pretty easily. I'm just going to do a little, I'm sorry, public shaming right now, but I will say Bates and Williams are only missing one person. Bowdoin, Clark has a lot. Colby, Gordon, Middlebury, Tufts, UNH, and WPI are not close to being done, but we have schools that are already done. So Amherst, Assumption, Boston College, Conn College, MIT, Mount Holyoke, Simmons, Smith, Trinity, UMass, Wellesley, Wentworth, and Wesleyan are all done. If I'll put the link to the waiver form into the chat so that you guys can have it. But again, if you have any questions, just reach out to me. I'm here to help. We want everybody to row safely. Thanks, Thad.
Great. Thank you, Linda. And to actually answer a question that just popped up, once again, to log attendance, you look for your school name on this list in front of you. You find the 5-digit number next to your school name, and you text that 5-digit number to the number 22333. So once again, it's being sent to the number 22333, and all you put in that text box is your school code that's you see on front of you on the screen. Okay, I think that's plenty of time. And even though chat is turned off for everybody, you can still see the link that Linda posted in the chat. Okay, practice day. So the practice day is Friday, May 2nd, and it's between 1 p.m. and 6 p.m. Please note that the gates to Regatta Point officially open for trailers at noon and will close and be locked at 7 p.m. Please do not arrive early. You will be asked to drive around until the gates open. The hospital has specifically asked us this year to not interfere with the traffic on their property by having trailers parked and staged along North Road. It gets in the way. That's where their ER department is. You don't want to have your trailer parked in front of a ER loading bay. Trust me. The launch docks will officially close at 5 o'clock, so please plan accordingly. The traffic pattern on practice day is similar to years past. On the lake, for those of you who haven't come here before, we have 7 fully buoyed lanes numbered 0 through 6. Lane 0 is closest to the Worcester shore. Those of you launching from Regatta Point are on the Worcester shore. I will remind everyone several times how we are numbered throughout this presentation. You will get sick of it. It's a good learning process. If you launch from Regatta Point on the Worcester shore, you must travel directly north to the start. You may travel north outside of the course, in lane 0, or in lane 1. Lane 2 is a dead lane. There should be no boat travel in lane 2 whatsoever. There will be several large wakeless marshalling launches in that lane. Please do not at any point enter or cross lane 2. Once again, lane 2 will be the 3rd fully buoyed lane from the Worcester shore. 0, 1, 2. There will also be no pressure traveling to the start on practice day. If you are launching from Donahue, you must travel outside the course past the finish before you turn to starboard and row across the lake. You may then join the crews launching from Regatta Point and travel north outside the course in lane 0 or in lane 1. Once again, lane 2 is a dead lane. Please note that the shallow area marked on the map, this is the pump house, and is located directly across from Donahue Rowing Center, just north of the 500-meter mark. If you get too close on practice or race day, you risk losing your skeg or damaging your boat. It's never a good idea to hug the shore anywhere past the 1,000-meter mark on this lake. Please avoid it. After the pump house, you will see the 290 bridge. Please enter the cove on the opposite side of the bridge by rowing through the small span on the Worcester shore. You can then make your turn and practice south in lanes 3 through 6. Please note lanes 3 and 4 are for pieces less than 1,000 meters, and 5 and 6 are for pieces greater than 1,000 meters. Once again, at no point should you enter lane 2. Remember, we have lane 0, so lane 2 is the 3rd fully buoyed lane. You can go around as many times as you prefer. At the far end of the start cove, you can see a little red polygon on the top right of your screen. We ask you do not go far into the cove, especially practice day. You can just make the turn and go straight down the course. You don't have to circle up there like you do on race day. Please do not go into the back of the cove. You will land at the same dock you launched from. If you landed at Donahue, please make sure you go all the way up into the start and come down along the Shrewsbury shore. Please remember, course closes at 6 p.m. Do not attempt to take another lap at 5:45. And at no point row beyond the Route 9 bridge. It's a large blue arch bridge just after the finish line. It's at the bottom left of your screen here. You can't miss it. Don't go past the finish line. Don't go past the Route 9 bridge, which is past the finish line. Race day traffic. On Saturday, the traffic is very similar. If you are launching from Regatta Point, you proceed north outside the buoy line along the Worcester shore. We have several 7-boat races, so please keep clear of the buoy lines. This is not where we go up in lane 0 and lane 1. You stay outside of the course going north. Same thing, avoid the pump house and shallows. If you are launching from Donahue, the DRC, you have 2 options. You go directly across, you make sure no races are coming, and avoid going straight towards the pump house, or you proceed south along the Shrewsbury shore outside of the buoy line. The main difference between race day and practice day is that on race day, rowing out of Donahue, you may not go further than the 1,500-meter mark. Turn and make your way across when no boats are coming, once again, before the 1,500-meter mark, and then join the rest of the traffic headed north. After the pump house, all crews will once again enter the warm-up cove through the 290 bridge. Same as practice day, enter through the small span between the piers on the Worcester shore. Please, absolutely no pressure pieces going through the bridge. Once you enter the start cove, you will see 3 large white buoys in the center. The traffic pattern is clockwise around these buoys. Please keep your head on a swivel up here. It can get very tight. There will be marshals, but situational awareness, keep your head on a swivel. Make sure we're not crashing into one another. Please note the red shaded area once again in the back. Do not enter the back of the cove. It does get shallow and you will get out of earshot of the officials. Please do not disappear into the back of the cove. The marshals will gather you before your race is called and have you lined up in numeric order. When your race is called and you are directed to do so, you will enter the course between the Shrewsbury shore, which is on the right-hand side of your screen, and the first pier. Please just be aware, we do have a derelict boat underneath 290 currently, which is on the Shrewsbury shore side. It shouldn't affect any traffic pattern. If you float under the bridge and everybody gets bunched up and you're not going single file, it will affect you. Please stay out from underneath the 290 bridge until your race is called. So to go back, once the marshals assemble you and send you through the bridge, when the starter invites you, you will go down between the Shrewsbury shore and the pier. You will row past the pier, then you will turn to starboard. You will row into your lane and turn it back down to the stake boat. Do not row far beyond the starting area and attempt to back down at 100 meters from the stake boat. It will not be pleasant for anyone. And just for a clear image, here is another view of the 290 bridge. This is a picture taken as if you were sitting directly in the middle of the 3 white buoys in the starter's cove. You can see the 2 piers off to the right. That's where you enter the practice above the start. You can see the racing span. You can see the stake boats in place. And then on the left-hand side of that other pier, you can see the entrance to the start. With this cropped picture, you still would not even be able to see that derelict boat. So you do have plenty of space to get around it. Just be aware what's over there. And at this point in time, I would like to introduce the chief referee to talk about the refereeing points of note. Kathleen Crow. Kathleen?
Thanks everyone for being here and listening. There's not going to be a lot from me. It's championship. I'm assuming you know the things you're supposed to do. I'm just going to remind you of a few things that I care particularly about. The first of them is coxswain weigh-ins. As was already mentioned, your weights are 121 if you're coxing in a women's event, and 125, these are in pounds, if you're coxing in a men's event. Just to make things easy for all of us, but most notably you, it would be good, very good, if you showed up to weigh in your racing uniform and socks. I mean, you can have shoes on, but you have to take the shoes off before you get on the scale. So racing uniform and socks, or official t-shirt and shorts and socks. And that's it. So no, all the things. We're going to make you take off the 3 hats and the 5 sunglasses and the wristwatch all have to come off, so we can just skip all of that. Also, you may recall from years past that we're a little bit fussy about you changing clothes in front of us. So it's particularly nice if you're already in the clothes that you're going to weigh in. So plan ahead. Also, no food or drink in that area, in the weigh-in area. Marshalling, silent marshalling. My point here is that we would prefer not to chase you around the cove. We would prefer to never use our megaphones. And so it would be good if you would, in particular, keep track of time for yourselves so that people are not having to chase you down into the far reaches of the cove. The one place where we will clearly help you is with the getting into numerical order, because obviously it's a little bit hard to tell sometimes where you are, where the bow numbers around you are. But please allow us to be peaceful and calm up there, and we will try to be peaceful and calm. You have, we're going to come back to the Q&A because I cannot read fast enough and talk. Locking on. See this picture here? This is an excellent picture here of a point that I would like to make, which is coxswains. If you are spinning your boat and you look up and you can't see the underside of that bridge, you are in the wrong place. So if you can't look up and see all those little cross girders and everything, it means you're too far down the race course. You should be able to come in essentially under the bridge and spin. This particularly works well if you come in bow number order. And then following the race, I am assuming you know how we will signal to you if we need you to move back into your lane and so forth. You know what the flags mean, you know what the start sequence is, all of those things. The last point that I really want to make is finish procedures. So two things. If you have some objection about the race that is outside of your boat, get to the finish, raise a hand. The referee will come over and ask you what your issues are. And we would like to hear three things. What happened that you're objecting to, how it affected you, and what you think an appropriate remedy for this would be. So be ready to say those things. And then the referee will make a decision on the water. And if you don't like that decision, or if somebody else that it affects doesn't like that decision, you can protest. But the main point is make sure you do that hand in the air thing at the finish. Don't wait until you get to shore, because then it's all too late. And if the reason you are raising a hand in the air is because there is something wrong, like somebody is ill, don't be calm and polite and just one hand in the air. Like, make a ruckus. I would like a ruckus. I would like to distinguish objections from health issues by the amount of ruckus. So please do that so that we know that you need help and we can get you help right away. And the final point, and I say this, actually, no, we're not even going to say that. We're going to skip that one. That is how the finish will be. And I will then remind you it's championship. So during grand finals, whoever's at the finish is going to have to marshal you back. So those were all the points I had. If there are questions, so I should point this out. I will be at Regatta Point the whole time. I will look like this, except in blue. So if you have questions, come find me. I'm not going to go far. I might go on one tour of the course, and that's it. So if you have questions before racing, come find me. If you have questions during racing, come find me. And they don't have to be like, oh, what about that race? If you just want to understand things, come find me, because then I have people to talk to. And that's all I have. Let me know if there are any questions. Oh, yep. Linda has a question. Okay.
There was a question about weigh-in time relative to race time.
That comes out of, do we have that schedule yet? I don't have that schedule yet.
We haven't put that schedule out yet. There will be a schedule that gives you the weigh-in times. We had a little issue. We're working on the heat sheets. They're pretty much done, but that should be submitted soon for everybody. Okay. Thank you, Kathleen. Okay, just to echo Kathleen, after the race has been made official, you will spin to the starboard side and proceed quickly out of the finish line area. You will land at the same docks you launched on. Listen to the dock masters for instruction. Boats going back to DRC will row up past the pump house, same way practice, outside of the course, and then proceed directly across to the course when there are no boats on the line waiting to start. Once again, no boats on the line waiting to start, and then row south along the Shrewsbury shore to land back at the DRC. If you happen to medal in your grand final event, you will be directed to the awards dock, shown by a purple dotted line on the map here. You'll be called in reverse order, as Kathleen said, bronze, silver, gold. Please be aware of the shallows around the finish tower. The last thing you want to do after you win gold is rip your skeg off going to the awards dock. Once again, as pointed out by this image, at no point continue south past the Route 9 bridge. We only have policed area north of the Route 9 bridge. If you go south of it, it's no man's land. Don't do it. In the event of an emergency, we have many different safety officials on the water between the rowing officials, police, fire, EMS, and environmental police. Once again, to echo Kathleen, if at any point you or anyone in your boat is having a medical issue, please stop, and get the attention of the closest safety launch. If there is a weather emergency, mainly we're talking thunderstorms, but who knows, it is spring in New England. The same mentioned safety officials will make an announcement. If there is an event where we have to evacuate the lake, keep this in mind. Any crews south of the 1,000-meter mark will return to Regatta Point, and anyone north of the 1,000-meter mark will row and land at Donahue Rowing Center. Once again, doesn't matter where you launched from. If we have to evacuate the course and you are south of the 1,000-meter mark, you will go to Regatta Point. If you're north of the 1,000-meter mark, you will land at DRC. So just to wrap up, per usual, we have to say, please no public urination. Porta potties are provided throughout Regatta Point. Anything brought on the water by a crew must come off with the crew, aka don't hand anything to the stake boat holders. They've been instructed to not accept anything, and just don't try it. That brings us to the end of the presentation. Please submit all questions, like we said, lower right-hand corner by the Q&A feature. We have a couple rolling in, and we will address them. I'm going to give it a couple minutes for them to show up. I was asked by Laura to remind everybody bow numbers are available at the North Dock for people coming out of Regatta Point. So please go to the North Docks to get the bow numbers, and please make sure you return them at the end of the day. Yeah, don't walk away with the bow numbers. And another point to make, we have a regatta the very next day on Sunday. Trailers need to be cleared out by 6:45 p.m. at Regatta Point. We have a great staff. Joe May's on here. He will be making sure everybody's pushed to get out of the parking lot, because at 7 o'clock we have the okay to let the next group of people come in and park the trailers. So please, out of the parking lot by 6:45 p.m. Dumpsters are available for trash at Regatta Point, so please do your part. Clean up after yourselves. Talk about get rid of your trash. Lastly, I want to remind everybody that a recording of this meeting will be available on the Quinsigamond Rowing Association YouTube page. A link to this meeting recording will be posted on Regatta Central as well. Also on that YouTube page, for those of you who are not familiar with our course, there is a flyover of our course with the buoys in, with stake boats in. It's a pretty good general depiction. It's got timestamps of the 500, 1,000, 1,500, and finish. Please utilize it. It's decent content. Okay. Well, yes, Linda. Laura, go ahead.
I'll take some of these questions that are coming in. We would prefer that you use our bow numbers. This will be live streamed, and so one of the things that we're trying to do is make sure that the bow numbers are visible not only to the finish line, but for the portions of the live stream that might catch it. So please use our bow numbers. I know that there are a few schools launching from the DRC, and so that might be somewhat more difficult, although I'm working on a solution to that. The heat sheets are posted on Regatta Central, so you can get them there. And for the coxswain weights, we have sand, but if you know that you're going to be more than a few pounds light, please bring a weight plate or some other weight like that. We have scoured the beach for rocks in the past, and that's not the greatest. So if you can be prepared with a weight plate, that's terrific.
Great. Let's see. Weigh-ins happening in the boathouse at Regatta. Yes, the weigh-ins will be where they typically are, in that boat bay at Regatta Point. It's a looks like a garage door. That's where weigh-ins will be. When will the updated? So the updated heat sheet should be posted at some point tonight. We are working on it. I know there were 2 races that we had some issues with that we are going to update the heat sheets. Yes, I've seen the weather. It is showing a chance of thunderstorms. I personally do not anticipate changing the order of races at this point in time, looking at the weather forecast, but we always put the caveat out there that things could change, and just be ready for an adjustment if needed. We will try not to, but if it's needed, we will make an adjustment. And are weigh-ins available on the practice day? No, weigh-ins are just available on the day of the race. I believe they start at 6 a.m. I believe. If that's incorrect, please someone let me know. And that is all of our questions. I will give it another 30 seconds. If nothing else pops up, I'd like to thank everybody for showing up and listening to the presentation. Once again, a recording will be posted on the YouTube page and on Regatta Central. And thank you all for attending. We will see you on Saturday. Thank you, everybody.